Has that worked?
Yeah, yeah.
Super.
So, how are you today?
I'm all right. I feel like this week has been a little bit of a wild one again. Um, Obviously, everybody's been focused on the Northern Lights, or however you'd like to describe them.
Yeah.
And we had an energy portal open this week as well. Um, and I didn't look into that, but I suspect that's why lots of people are feeling a bit woo more than usual, Jules.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So much energetic stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty crazy. I'm trying to think of a time when it hasn't been crazy, particularly this year. I
Mm,
was thinking about this yesterday. Like, when did we last have a little bit of peace
yeah.
where we could actually integrate all of the stuff that's going on? So I'm not sure we'll ever really get that. Maybe the odd day,
Yeah,
but it certainly is. I feel like it's just going to ramp up and up
yeah.
and
So
up.
do I. It's like we're being bombarded, but I think we're being bombarded because the time is now. And
Yeah,
it's
agreed.
we've got to they've got to get us up to speed to embody the light,
Yeah,
and we can't be faffing around.
it's true.
So come on, move with
Yeah,
it, integrate it.
absolutely.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's harsh.
it is. It feels like that. And there's lots of people having wobbles and lots of people kind of mirroring how I used to feel as well. Like, Why are you doing this to me? I can't cope with this." And the universe is like, "But you can."
Yeah,
It's like one big cosmic joke, isn't it? Well, give me
yeah,
a bloody break. But
yeah,
it's yeah, I think you're right, Jules. I think we just have
yeah,
to pull our socks up, put our big girl pants on, and just
yeah.
get on with it because that's exactly why we're here.
There was two things that I changed my mindset. How is this for me? That was a
Mhm.
big one for me.
Yeah,
And what am I doing? Because I understand now that everything is a mirror of a reflection of me, what I'm
absolutely.
putting out.
Yes.
So it was a case of, okay, so what am I putting out to get this back?
Mhm. That's a big, hard lesson for
It,
people,
it's
though.
it's the accountability and the knowledge that it all stems from me.
Yeah, and that's horrible, isn't it? Sometimes you're like, "I didn't
Yeah,
ask for that, or
yeah,
you, or that situation."
yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Really difficult. That I think is probably one of the most difficult things to do is to understand that you are projecting your own reality around you. Yes, those people exist, but it's almost to do with like the vibration and the resonance that you have with them, and
mm,
they appear in your reality, the resonance that you want them to. So it's still on you.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
God damn it.
It's always you, always
It
you.
is. It is. And I think once you let that go,
Yeah,
then you can think about how you can shape it and change it. And listen, I'm sure you're the same as me, Jules. I am not a master of that right now.
no, no, work in
Oof,
progress. Absolutely,
exactly.
absolutely. And
Exactly.
so we all are. We all are,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's the other thing, isn't it? Realizing that like this is never ending. You're going to keep going like this until
Yeah,
this meat sack, withers and
yeah,
dies and your energy lives on. So I
yeah.
think we've hit upon two very important lessons there,
Yeah,
Jules.
we have, we have. I know, I know. It's taken me many years to get there with
Yeah,
that.
same.
Many years.
Same. And it's only gonna get better, right? We are gonna have little hiccups. Like I always say that healing is a spiral. So it's not linear. Nothing is, apart from our time, nothing is really linear. So we're not learning something, "Oh, I'll never do that again. Oh, I'll
Yeah,
learn that. I'll never
yeah,
do that again." It doesn't bloody work like that. We're all human, aren't we? We're in
yeah,
human
we
bodies
are.
right now
Yeah. Mm.
with human brains. So we mess it up a little bit. We've learned a bit. We'll do a bit more. We'll go down the loop a little bit, and then we go back up. So I think it's getting comfortable with that as well. And sometimes it's not comfortable at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't remember where we finished last week, Jules, and I think it was a bit of a cliffhanger, but I
We
can't quite
finished
remember.
where I clarified when you said about working in the dark side, and I clarified with you that you're removing or have been removing entities, which you no longer do, not that you're dabbling in the dark stuff. Yeah,
Exactly. That
that
was a
was,
that was a very important clarification,
yeah, it
Jules.
was, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So, yeah, just to move forward from that then. So, as I explained, I took the chance and I started to hone my skill with removing entities from people. They were and still are demonic. So it's kind of, I always say to people, as much as you don't want to hear it, most of the movies are quite accurate in the way that they present. I mean, that's in the extreme, right? But the type of things and entities that you see,
Yeah.
I actually saw we're very close. We're very close. That's the demonic side of it. The astral parasites, all of these like alien implants, things like that. So alien implants are kind of like they're a bit like trackers. So they're again, it's just another way to keep you from allowing the light in and you stepping into your power. So if you are a powerful being, they're going to try and do everything they can to try and stop you from moving forward. And they're very tricky, they're very clever. So I think I said to you last time, I operated in the 4D. There are obviously reasons for that. And, it's part of that process. I started speaking light language, but it's very different to how I would normally speak light language. So it was very forceful. It didn't really sound like my voice either. And initially, it used to frighten me a little bit. Because I was like, oh, hang on, are the entities like channeling through me? And it wasn't. It was because I had to use, and I don't know what it is to this day. I don't know what type of light language. I had to channel this language to support the removal of those things. It
Ah,
was
okay.
very strong, and it was almost like I won't be able to do it now because 'cause I'm not fully tuned in, but it's
No,
almost
that's fine. Yeah.
like clacking, and it was really strange,
Yeah.
really strange, but I knew it had lots of power. And as part of those, entity removals that I used to do, I would also include because it's like a follow-up, obviously. I used to
Mm.
give, like, this is the meditation you need to do. This is what for 7 days. I'll check in on you. But also, I'm going to create a bespoke sigil for you. So this is I started doodling about 3 years ago and I didn't know what it was. It turns out it was light language that I was drawing randomly.
Yeah.
And I kind of honed that into drawings, but they ended up being sigils. And I sort of it's so weird because when I was doing my dark magic practice, I used to work a lot with sigils. So it was almost like I had to be exposed to that again to then move it into the light and
Yeah.
helping people.
Yeah.
And all it is light language, it's codes from the universe. It harnesses lots of power. So it could be for protection, love, it could be anything and everything. But what I used to do is, and I still do this, still do bespoke sigils now. I'll tune into someone's energy and I'm given what they need.
Yeah.
And it comes out in the drawing with the light language and everything else, and the colours too. So that was like another weird facet of my spiritual growth, really, is stepping into the sigil side, but using it for the light, not the dark. Um, Oh, sorry, they just gave me something and it's gone away immediately. Yeah, so the light language stuff, I've told you before, Jules, I'm actually quite precious about it.
Mm.
As in I shouldn't be precious about it. I think because I'm a little bit self-conscious of speaking it in front of people unless I'm one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I do light language healing as one of my services. I haven't got a problem with that.
Mm.
So last week, I was on a TikTok live, and I do this all the time in my TikTok lives. I say something, and then the universe is like, haha, this is exactly what you're going to do, Sam. So I said out loud, I'm not sure if I'm going to do light language. They've popped it into my head. I'm not sure, but I just want to like prepare everyone, especially for people who haven't heard it before. They're like,
Yeah,
what is this?
yeah,
And anyway, it came through so strong. I knew it was Lyran energy.
yeah,
It was just coming out of me.
yeah.
And it was amazing to share it.
Mm.
So I now know that I have to keep doing that. Not
Yeah,
necessarily on lives, but I've got to start embracing it and stop putting this barrier in front.
yeah.
And I feel like lots of people are like that with light language because you can't, I could never define it.
Well, no, no, I've always understood it as a soul to soul. You
Yeah.
feel it, you understand it, you recognize it, and it's healing. But also, I've been told, because I am opening up my own light language channels
Yeah.
and I'm going through different ones. Again, my understanding originally was you only get the soul family where you're from.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, but it's not that.
No.
You can connect with any. That
Yeah.
was my misunderstanding, that
Got it.
you will just speak one, and it's not. You will speak many different ones, depending
Yeah.
who you connect with.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah. And we're off.
So, and that's how it started with the hands, and then, but
Yeah.
my voice, it took a while, but then it's there. Um,
Yeah.
So, but I think there's a bit of a activation in light language because it's such a high vibration and
Yes.
it's a connection, that we need that, and we need to be sharing
Absolutely.
so people can feel the energy, and the energy is love with a capital L, you know?
It is. And after doing it, you feel like you've been healed, even though you're the one doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's 100% how it should
Yeah.
be, right?
Yeah.
Um, but it does sometimes it really it takes me by surprise and it's just out. And I thought about you the second time I did it. So that this is only like literally last week and this week. And then this other, and I tell you why I thought about you, because it was the fairy light language
Oh
that
yeah, I
came
can do the
in
fairy. Yeah.
right at the very end. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just went off on one. I was like, oh, I love it. It's so sparkly and
It is
fluffy. And
sparkly. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think people just needed to hear that. I definitely needed a bit of that.
Yeah.
Needed that very light,
Yeah.
fun energy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's so cool, like all
Yeah,
of
it
these and
is.
exploring it. Like
Yeah.
I'm totally still exploring it.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
master of it. I'm not sure I ever will be, but it's so much fun
Yeah.
once you get over yourself a bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the whole time though, isn't it? You have to
Yeah.
get over yourself. Just
Yeah.
dive straight in
Yeah.
and don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Um, what was that? There was something I wanted to tell you about Lyra. Yes, so I've had a couple of sessions of quantum healing by Tina Slade. I always give her a shout out. She's absolutely epic. She's on YouTube. Brilliant. And the first time I had quantum healing with her was about 10 months ago, I think. And lots of stuff came out of that. A lot of it I couldn't integrate, I could understand it.
Yes.
Wasn't integrating into my body. I totally
Yeah.
resisted it
Yeah.
because the messages were so high
Yeah.
and so profound that I was like, well, that can't be me. Lots and lots of resistance. And I've
Yeah.
seen her again since and told her this. But this bit I didn't struggle with for some reason. But I was told by Tina that I was one of the founding fathers of Lyra. So I have a very deep connection to those high dimensional beings. And that's probably why they come through for me quite a lot. I'm always surrounded by cats in my actual life and in the when I'm doing
Yeah.
meditations, they're bloody everywhere. Like I have two gigantic emerald green panthers that are my guides as
Yeah.
well. They're always with me.
Yeah.
So it's just And it's yeah, it's no wonder that that particular light language sort of comes out of me first because it's almost like you're just settling in.
Yeah,
It's like your connection,
yeah,
and then we're off and we're
yeah,
everywhere and I've no
yeah,
idea where.
yeah, 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 yeah. But isn't
So
it important for us to keep ourselves cleansed and for us to get ready for the next step, the next
100%.
integration? And
Yeah.
we need to do self-care.
Yeah, every single day. We need people think I'm crazy when I talk about this. I'm like, you need a daily practice.
Mm.
Whatever that daily practice is to you, you
Yeah,
need to do it. And first of all, you need to make sure you're 100% grounded into the planet. You need to be aligned with Gaia, with Mother Earth, however you want to describe it. Make sure that your roots, I mean, the classic one is roots from the soles of your feet into the planet, wrap them around, you're done. So
yeah,
that's your grounding.
yeah,
It can take 30 seconds. People make this big deal of it.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not
Just
a big
take your
deal.
shoes and socks off and just go and
Just go
paddle on the
outside.
lawn. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all you need.
yeah, yeah,
So, and the other thing is making sure your energy is protected, but not, this is going to sound weird, but not overly protected because that's when you stop receiving stuff. So I've learned this because obviously doing operating A in the dark and B operating with darker energies, I had to be like tooled up all the time. So that would be layers and layers and layers across my aura, shutting my chakras down. It would be wielding a sword. It would be having what did I used to have? A clear quartz suit of armor,
yeah,
and it would be interchangeable depending on what and who I was dealing with. But that that is only for that specific instance.
yeah,
If you feel frightened and if you feel scared in a space or with a person, absolutely do that. Shut everything down and stay away from them.
yeah,
Yeah, because they're
yeah,
not doing
yeah,
you any good. They're
yeah,
going to take your energy
yeah. But
and they're going to,
also, for people who don't know how to do that, intention is everything.
yeah,
Just clearly state, I shut down
exactly.
all my
Yeah,
chakras. I
yeah,
protect myself and I surround myself with complete and utter powerful protection. Doesn't
yes.
matter. You don't have to
It
describe what
doesn't.
it is. It's the
You don't.
intention.
Yeah,
Bring
absolutely.
people in, bring your guides in to
Yeah,
help you, whoever that is.
yeah. I totally agree, Jules. It
Yeah,
can be a big show, a big
yeah,
palaver, or it can be as straightforward as that.
yeah. I'm
And it,
very direct. Let's just get it done without the big
yeah,
faffing. Faffing's one of my favorite words. Let's not faff.
me too.
Let's
Me
just get
too.
on. Get
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Let's
Yeah.
just get on, please. Clip cloth, as my friend always said. Clip cloth.
Lip gloss.
It's true though.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is just because this always feels nice. So this isn't like a mega layer of energy protection. It's like I would say a medium layer. So set your intention. And
Mm.
literally, I think about making a cloak, like pulling a cloak down that's made of the like navy blue sky and the stars, so it's in it, and you put the hood over your head, you wrap it all around where your chakra points are and your hands, and it goes down to the floor, and that's it. And it just feels really lovely because you're connected to the universe. You've got it on you and around you, and
Yeah.
that's the power.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways to do it, but you're absolutely right. It doesn't need to be half an hour of
No.
can't protect me. It doesn't.
No, 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 no,
It
no,
doesn't. And
no.
sometimes it's like asking one guy to come in,
Mm.
or I used to work quite a lot with Melchizedek. I don't think I say his name right. Melchizedek, the priest.
I
He's
say
very good.
Melchizedek.
Oh, see, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I've no idea how to say it. I like yours better though. It sounds more fancy. But I
Well,
asked him
bouquet
to
and
come in.
bucket, you know.
I love it. I love it. So, where else was I going to go? I've talked quite a lot about some of my past lives already.
Yeah.
Cards, I guess, because cards is a big one for
Yeah.
people. Um, I always say I don't read tarot, and I don't. I have got tarot, and I think they're beautiful, but I am A, really impatient.
Yeah.
B, I don't want to sit there reading a book and understanding what they all mean. It's not me, and I don't like the structure of it. I like the chaos of reading oracle cards. They come out, the same card can be read for 10 different people in 10 different ways.
Get it.
And I know that can be similar with tarot, but I always have this thing about it. I don't know, I just feel too tied down. I don't feel free. So it's not, that's not for me. It's
Not
just
for me
not.
either. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just bizarre, and you have to
Yeah.
follow your intuition and be guided by what you're drawn to.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, Jules, and it was when I'd watched a few of your videos that you'd pointed me to on TikTok. And something really resonated with me about the cards. And it's really odd. So when I'm doing lives, I often, as you know, I often have at least one or two decks of oracle cards, and I
Yes.
will choose them, but
Yeah.
mostly I channel. Um, but at the moment, I don't even pick them up.
Yeah.
It's really changed for me.
Yeah.
And I've shared that on my lives and said, you'll find that there'll be less and less of the cards
Mm.
because I don't really need them. I never have.
Yeah.
It's just a nice visual for people. And sometimes you do get a slightly different message. If you're struggling to
Yeah.
channel
Yeah.
and source is misbehaving, I know you're listening to me, then a card will refocus you. But I'm really finding that I'm gravitating away from them. So it's really interesting. That to me is not to disregard the oracle cards. That's about me stepping into my vibration further
Yeah.
and my channeling
Yeah.
further.
Your own power. You
Exactly.
don't need the tool
I
because
don't.
it's a backup really, isn't it?
It is.
It's a
Totally
backup.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely shifted for me. Um, the crystal one, has, obviously, you touched on crystals as well.
Mm.
Um, I don't actually use them that much. They are literally everywhere in my house because
Yeah.
I adore them, and I use them more for me than anybody else. Sometimes I'll show them on lives and say, "Oh, this is really good for this, and this is what
Yeah.
I've been asked to show you today." But I don't feel like that is a crutch. I am trained in crystal therapy,
Yeah.
but I don't use it, and I never have. Not really.
No, I
So
don't.
that's
But
weird.
I've got a bowl full of really nice crystals, but I think what you've got to be careful with crystals is get them from a reliable source so you
Yes.
know they're pure. I've
Yeah.
been in crystal shops or walk past a crystal shop and I can feel the negativity
Yeah.
coming from them because
Same.
they're not taking care of their own crystals.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
you have to be discerning with your crystals. You have to, they do have power. Of course they have power, but think about crystal med beds. You know,
Yeah,
crystals heal.
yeah, they
And
do.
that was of old in Lyra, and that's
Yes.
coming back,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
they have good power, but as with anything with power, it can be used for the dark side or can be used for the light. And I
And
think that's the grey
that's what you're
area.
absolutely right. And
Yeah.
that's the same, that is the same with everything. And I've seen dark crystals and
Mm,
I've seen dark crystals wedged in people's aura. So it's a real thing.
yeah.
And it's not the crystal's fault, obviously. It's
Yeah.
just that it's been
How it's
harnessed for
used.
dark
There
energy.
you go. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And if anybody's not seen the film Dark Crystal, go and watch it tonight. It's amazing.
Okay. Dark crystal. Okay.
It's like, well, it's a semi-kids film. I think it's from the 80s. And I feel like they've remade it into a series not long ago. Forget the series, just watch the film. Kind of like the same tone as Labyrinth, the
Okay.
80s film.
It's
Yeah.
like that film, the 80s film where he picks up the glasses and then sees
They live.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, I know. I actually rewatched that again not long ago,
I
and I was
did.
like,
Yeah, I know.
"Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes."
yeah, I know.
It's right in front of our faces, people,
Yes,
but,
I
you
know.
know, we all know what's I said this last time, we all know what's going on the planet. Just don't get distracted by all the nonsense. It's actually we need to start focusing on us. It all starts with us, and that's how we
Yeah,
can then help heal other people, but
yeah,
we'll do it together.
yeah,
Yeah, it's that's what this is all about.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I was
yeah,
trying to it's shutting out the noise and not being drawn in. I was trying to have a reference point because like you said, there's so much going on and we're not going to
yeah,
go on about it, but I remember when I was younger and then there was Midge and Bob Geldof feed the world with all those
yes,
dying starving children.
yeah,
We couldn't do anything about that other than support somebody who is
mhm,
actively doing the
yeah,
band and sending the aid over there. And it's kind of the same thing. We
yeah,
can't like overly worry about, well, there's this happening and there's this happening and there's this happening and this happening because it's all
yes,
consuming. It's,
yes,
we can all donate, we can all get our PayPals and send some money over
yeah,
to wherever's needed, but
yeah,
we can't allow it and everything because there's multiple things going on at once
exactly. Yeah,
to all consumers because we have to stay strong and
yeah.
ring fence our own aura,
It's totally
person,
that.
energy.
It's
Yeah,
totally that.
yeah,
And, you know, this I say this quite a lot. This matrix, the way it was built, it's so clever because, you know, you've got infighting in every faction of life, every
yeah,
walk of life, every race, every religion, sex, gender.
yeah,
It's all going on, but there's infighting within infighting, and
yeah,
it's in the spiritual realm as well. It's in the spiritual space. You know, people are giving the new age a rough time at the moment. I understand some of it, but do you know what? It doesn't matter as long as you feel like you're in your power and you are on your own journey of healing.
yes,
That's it.
yeah,
There are no
yeah,
rules to it. You do you.
yeah.
That's it.
Do
Literally is
you
as straightforward as that.
with a good heart. I've always
Yeah.
because is the heart chakra is everything. With if you do it with
So,
the best of intentions, the highest intention, giving with a pure heart. Yeah, it might not always turn out that way or be
yes.
perceived that way, but
Yeah.
you've done it with the right intention, and that's all that counts.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. So yeah. So one thing I want to ask you is, do you regret being on this spiritual journey and having your spiritual awakening?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
No, it's a
because
big fat no.
it can be a rough ride.
It's been hell, hell on wheels sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's the dark night of the soul, the rounds of that, the
yeah,
healing, the stripping away,
yeah,
the ego mind's very difficult to walk away from. You it's a work in progress, right? But I would not have it any other way,
yeah.
ever.
Same here. Same here. Yeah, yeah. I think we're going to end on that because um it we can only be accountable to ourselves,
Yes.
but we know we are here for a reason. We know we chose to be here at this particular time,
Yes.
and it is monumental in Earth's history, humankind, what is going on right now. And some people are not aware yet that this is real
It's
and
true.
this is happening,
Yeah,
but we're part of it.
and
And
it's amazing.
it is amazing. And the more of us that get together and
Yeah,
share and help each other, that's a good thing. Oh, that's a
I
good thing.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This has been so much fun.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm sure
You're
we could
welcome,
go on and
Jules.
on and on for hours.
I know. Maybe there'll be a part 3 one day, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, I think there probably will be. All right.
Thank you,
You
Jules.
take care.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.